What up, peeps? We are at it back again with another week of Wkly Detox.
Hey y'all.
You know, it's me, D from DC and as usual, I'm here with
Mighty Mosby. You know, you can find me on Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and as always at www.ambermosbywrites.com.
yes, ma'am, sir, or whomever. Check out all those other socials for cool Mighty Mosby things. And you all know I'm always here in these YouTube streets, but I'm sure you all know that because that's where you're watching these podcasts. So thank you all for tuning in to YouTube.
Absolutely. We love it. And please hit that like button, hit that subscribe.
Yes,
If you feeling us, follow us.
exactly. And if you want to always be the first to know when we're about to post the next episode of Wkly Detox, you can always click that notification bell and it'll let you know when we're ready to start talking our talk like we are today.
We're going to do today. Ding, ding, ding. It's time for a detox.
Yes. So
Right?
you ready to get into this? Are you ready for what's going on?
I just got a burst of energy. So let's do this.
Okay. So in movie news, I don't know if
Ooh.
you've heard this. This is fairly new.
Mm.
I'm going to give you the full information, then I'll get your unfiltered thoughts.
Here we go.
Coming soon to a theater or streaming near you, there will be a Lion King prequel directed by Barry Jenkins of Moonlight fame. This prequel will tell the story of Mufasa and his brother before he becomes the king of Pride Rock and his brother becomes the infamous villain Scar. Lion King live action question mark live action prequel.
Heavy Negro sigh. Did anybody? I don't recall asking for this.
Yeah. This is the most aggressive case of who asked you.
Like, just super unnecessary. I feel like if you have talent and money to make movies, make better choices. Why do we? People just want, it's like really popular to do villain stories right now, right? Like everybody's villain origin story is so popular right now. So now we got to know why Scar is who he is. What does it matter? He was the puny brother who wanted to be king but couldn't. End of story.
Like of all the stories they could make into live action, I don't know why they're still plucking from the Lion King barrel. And I say live action loosely because how is Lion King ever going to be live action? But you know,
Oof. CGI
whatever.
lions, CGI lions with weird mouths that don't show any emotion. Their eyes didn't
Exactly.
move.
Yeah, and I did not watch the quote unquote live action The Lion King, and I'm not going to, but I did hear that, you know, it was hard to connect to any character because they're like, it looks like you're watching Nat Geo instead of a Disney movie.
The accuracy, the accuracy.
Yeah,
I
so
mean, I didn't watch the movie either. Full disclosure, talking smack about a movie I have not seen in entirety. And let me tell you why I didn't watch it. I gave
mhm.
the movie one more chance after I found out Beyonce was about to be belting all over the tracks. I gave the movie one more chance to pull me in by watching the clip of probably my favorite song from the Lion King series,
Mhm.
which is Be Prepared.
Okay,
I
the villain
looked
song.
up the Be Prepared song
Okay.
and just listening to Chiwetel Ejiofor talk his way through that song. That sing talk was not the ticket. The sing talk was not the ticket. So
It was
prepare
it
for the.
wasn't given that Jeremy Irons vibrance.
Oh my gosh, it was falling so far below Jeremy Irons. I was just upset for him. Did the sing song talking because he can't sing. So I was like, first I'd have to suffer through Beyonce's non-acting ability. Then I gotta listen to
Ooh.
be prepared being talked through, I can't. I cannot, in good faith or in good conscience, pay any money for this film. Can't do it. Not gonna. Nope, nope, nope.
Yeah. And so, seeing as we both weren't interested in this live action Lion King because we still have the Lion King that holds up 20, 30
20,
years
I
later,
mean, what can top it? What can top it?
definitely not this Barry Jenkins directed prequel. And no disrespect to Barry Jenkins, because I loved Moonlight. It was an amazing
He's a
movie.
talented man, talented
But
man.
I feel like his talents are better used at some prequel to unvillain a villain yet again, that thing that Disney
Yep,
keeps doing
yep.
when no one really wants this. Obviously, they're going to be younger, so James Earl Jones can't play
Nope.
Mufasa's voice.
So now
Like,
we have to suffer through that.
what are we supposed to be getting out of this prequel?
I'm like supposed to care about a movie where you about to make young Mufasa an obnoxious jock, and then Scar's like a slinky emo child. I mean, do we need another Thor and Loki? I feel like we've had enough of that
Yeah,
juxtaposition. I think we're good.
I don't see what it's going to do for like OG Lion King fans. None of the
Mm.
characters and the voices that we know and love will be in this prequel.
I mean, without Jeremy Irons rasping along, what are we even doing?
Like, without anyone, there is no Timon and Pumbaa. The voice actor for Rafiki,
Of
would
course,
they
it's
be
past.
pulling whoever played it in this new live action Lion King? I don't
Who
even know who
did play
played it.
him?
Like,
We
literally,
both sitting here stumped. Who did play him?
if it's not Benson, like, I'm not even gonna know
Oh,
what you're
rest in
talking
peace,
about.
Benson.
Rest in
Rest in
peace. Yes.
peace. Robert Guimay up in there in heaven, like, I know they didn't just reduce me to Benson. Sir, that's how we learned
Hey,
you, okay?
we respect Benson.
We
Hello.
respect Benson. He was
He was a classy man.
okay, dignified and didn't take no mess.
Hmm. But like, I'm like, there's gonna be no voices that I connect with. It's a story I'm not interested in, and you're gonna unvillain a villain who is
Once
like one of
again,
the top Disney villains.
we love Scar villain. The villain Scar is fantastic.
Like,
People emulate him
he was ready to wreck his entire family.
with
Even
no hesitation.
even though he was like the redheaded stepchild of the family, they were still his family, and he was ready to get them gone.
He really kicked it in Simba's mama's face after he had tried to kill him. Like,
Yeah,
what?
like, I don't want to see him become this like anti-hero. Like, I just don't need it.
I really don't want to see him misunderstood and overlooked. And that's why he's this way. That's why he's a murderous bastard.
Yeah. Whatever. But like, I would say y'all need to scrap this, but like, they literally already have Barry Jenkins on as the director. They've already cast the
Ugh,
role of Mufasa and Scar. They are two black men. I saw the pictures.
okay. Well,
That's
step in the right direction.
that's a step in the right direction for something that I still don't care about.
Still
So
not going to support. Sorry.
good,
Not
but
sorry.
it still doesn't do anything for me.
Good luck
Sorry.
to you, beloved. Isn't that how you're supposed to say it? Good luck, beloved.
I guess, given your Iyanla, I guess.
Oh, not on my
But
watch.
I guess the prequel's coming, and they get. Are they gonna do this for all villains? We're gonna get Jafar's origin story. Are we gonna
I
get
mean,
Ursula's and this Little Mermaid live action?
I blame the
They're all
descendants.
what?
I know it sounds crazy, but we're talking about Disney movies. I just want it on the record that I blame this uptick in devilifying our favorite villains on that the Descendants movie series. Have you seen that?
No.
Oh my gosh, it's like all the villains' kids go to school together, and then you like want to support the kids. It's like, but they're villains.
What?
Yes, girl.
Is this
Ursula's
like a
got a
cartoon or something?
no. It's a series of movies featuring China McClain, by the way, coming in as Ursula's daughter, Uma. I just want to give her a shout out. I have only seen one and a half of these movies, but when Uma came around, her songs were the best. So, but literally, Maleficent's daughter is in it. The Evil Queen got a daughter in there.
Oh,
Maleficent was on there, and they turned her into a lizard. I was very upset. Like, y'all need to stop this.
I mean, they already ruined Maleficent's
Oh,
villainy in her
you
own
know
little
what? That's
story.
I
Yeah,
have to accept some of the blame for that one because I watched both those Maleficent movies.
yeah.
I spent money on them too, so I have to take some of the blame for that.
You watched a villain get de-villained
And I
for
was
the
very
kids.
excited because I've always been a fan of Maleficent, but I was a fan of her because she literally was like, "Hey, you completely insulted me. I'm gonna kill your baby." Like that was her whole thing, and she stood by
Exactly.
it. And she stood by it.
Like, I can't believe they took that pettiness away from her story. That's the reason why I was so into Maleficent.
Yes.
She shut everything down because she didn't get invited to a party. Like,
Well, party,
that
y'all.
level of petty I could get behind.
She said, "Don't you know who I am? Well, let me remind you why you don't skip over the most powerful sorceress in the land."
Yes. And that's the energy I need from my villains. And
And
I don't
that's
know
the
why
energy we need.
Disney's on this like maniacal tirade of like unvillaining every villain. They're becoming my Disney villain.
Disney is becoming its own villain.
It's eating itself.
Talk about an Ouroboros. It really is the snake eating its own tail.
Mm-mm. But
Yikes.
you know, this still is gonna have the Lion King name attached to it. So people are gonna go see it or gonna watch it when it streams, and they're
Absolutely.
gonna keep having the motivation to keep ruining our childhood movies. And I'm just gonna sit annoyed.
Yeah.
So
I guess
yeah.
it's I guess I'm at that age. I guess I'm at the get off my lawn age because stay away from my Disney movies, chumps.
Like, if you're not really elevating them in any way,
Why are
like
you
just come up with a
sorry?
new Disney story. Like,
Absolutely.
you could have that same prequel story that they're going to do, but call it something else and make the characters like something, another animal, even. It doesn't even matter.
I know. Do a wolf movie,
It
a
could
tiger movie.
literally could be the same plot, just insert
Exact same
animal.
plot with two different other animals, and then I'd be like, "Ooh, origin story of a villain makes sense."
Yeah. Like, Disney, we're talking about y'all, but like, if you called me, I would help y'all out. I really would. I would
I
turn this
have
ship
several
around.
ideas, so shout out to Disney if they shout out to us.
Yeah. So if this prequel flops and y'all need help, we
When
said it here. Reach out to Wkly Detox. Reach out to us. We will set y'all straight. We
we have
really will.
plenty of plenty of material for y'all to turn the whole thing around. Absolutely.
Yeah. As speaking of setting people straight,
Ooh.
there are two women
Mm-mm.
who have some infamy, two Black women that I want to talk about.
Oh dear.
The first one is how everyone is on a Mission Impossible mission to quote unquote humble Sha'Carri Richardson.
I knew this was coming, and I still am not ready.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go
So
ahead.
everyone should know by now that Sha'Carri Richardson was one of the world's fastest people. She was slated to just, sweep the Olympics. Then she got
Mm.
caught up in that smoking incident and was not able to compete in the Olympics, and has kind of had some wobbling ever since. She hasn't really got her footing back. Most recently, she was in uh, a track competition with Jamaican runners, and she was in dead last. And throughout all of this, people have made it their mission to quote unquote humble Sha'Carri Richardson because she's arrogant and she has all this attitude and she's not humble and she doesn't have any humility. So they're making it their mission to tell her how much she sucks. She doesn't live up to the hype. She's humble herself. She needs to be quiet and all this stuff.
Now you see, somebody asked me today if we were going to talk about this. Somebody
Uh,
asked me if we was going to speak on this, and I was like, you know what?
yeah.
I still got to
What did
gather. my own thoughts. I still
What are
need
your
to
thoughts
gather
on
my own thoughts because she definitely got a life lesson. We're not gonna
it?
pretend like she definitely didn't get a life lesson.
Oh, yes, definitely.
She definitely what's worrisome to me is not that she had confidence or that she boasted or that she
Hmm.
believed in herself so wholeheartedly that she wrote some checks she couldn't cash. That's not
Hmm.
what bothers me. What is kind of throwing me for a loop though is some of her responses on the internet to
Yeah,
Jamaicans. I don't
yeah.
want to jump the gun on the topics because I know we're going to work our way there.
No, you can go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's just kind of throwing me like, I know like she's got to be in her emotions a bit. Like this has been
Hmm.
like a whirlwind going from like prime, I'm about to bring gold
Yeah,
home to
yeah. Top of the pyramid.
like boom, they snatched away my Olympic chances entirely. Now I got to wait 4 more years. My mother just passed away. Like that's a lot
Hmm.
on your plate and she's what 21 years old.
Yeah,
Think about how
I
you were
think
at
she's like, yeah,
21.
2021, maybe 22.
Think about how you were at that age and how you might fly off the handle and say any old thing.
Hmm.
And I just really think she's gotten kind of caught in a tough loop. And
Yeah,
like you said, like she doesn't have her footing. And so she's really just kind of putting her foot in her mouth over and
yeah,
over.
yeah.
That's how I'm feeling.
And so, yeah, I mean, if it was on the simple basis of you had an athlete who was number one, then all of a sudden they like hard flop, and
Mm-hmm.
everyone, it makes just some lighthearted jokes about it because it's like, wow, it is such a difference to be one day here and one day there.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have nothing to say. I'd be like, everybody, you should be able to take a joke and just learn from it and move on.
Yep.
However, when I
Ciao.
have to let that whole piece of it go,
Mm-hmm.
is the fact that people aren't keeping the same energy that they have for any other cocky, arrogant athlete.
Mm-hmm.
Why is this young Black girl just the one that you
Right.
just can't receive that kind of like cocky, takes no prisoners attitude from?
Like she's
Now,
young and
mhm,
she's brash. It
yeah,
happens.
yeah. Like, don't they, every time that we get on like some Black male who's prominent or some
Mm-hmm.
white
Mm-hmm.
person who's prominent, that people, why don't you let the world humble them? Why do you have to humble them? Let the world show them that they need to do better. Why do you have to just chime in and kick them while they're down? I've heard that so many
I
times. Where's that
mean,
now?
I mean, y'all loved when T.O. was acting a whole clown all through the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
He got celebrated for all them weird, crazy dances and all that arrogance and all that cockiness.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not act like Sha'Carri wasn't on her way to Olympic gold. And I'm saying Sha'Carri and Sha'Carri. Let's not act like
Yeah.
Sha'Carri wasn't on her way to Olympic gold. Like she may not have beat those top Jamaican women runners because she was testing at what, like a 10.43, and they were
Mm-hmm.
coming in at like 10.36. Like,
Mm-hmm.
y'all, that's not drastically different. Let's,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
And
That's seven of a millisecond, sevenths, you guys.
yeah, and they're all professionally trained athletes.
Right.
Like, when you're in a competition of all strong athletes, someone's gonna lose. It just so
Somebody's got
happened
to
this time
lose.
it was
It was
her.
her. It could have been
But you
anybody that day.
lost in a competition of the greatest. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Like these are gold medal level runners competing against each other. So yeah, somebody gonna lose. It's not the that somebody has to lose the race, y'all.
yeah.
Y'all just
Now,
excited to get her. Y'all were excited
yeah,
to get her. Y'all
they
wanted to see
just,
her fail. Yikes.
even before she got kicked out of the Olympics, people were ready for something to just
They
knock her.
really were ready for something to happen. They were ready for her to be knocked off a pedestal she built herself
Yeah,
based on her talent.
yeah. And so my whole view of it is just like, she is having some moments, like she is a young aspiring athlete that has just like skyrocketed probably before she ever realized that she would. She's dealing with some grief and trauma that she's working
Mhm.
with, plus being thrust to the spotlight. Plus, she's kind of not in a negative way, but she's not polished. She doesn't have media training.
Right.
So she doesn't know how to filter her thoughts and make sure like that things aren't going to get misinterpreted or choose not to respond to some things because she's young and young
Mhm.
people respond to everything. I don't care what your career is.
Oof. Oof.
So
They be
like,
trigger happy. Trigger happy.
yeah. So like she's not doing anything that is shocking to me for someone in her position. Could she use more media training? Absolutely.
Of
Could she
course.
just like stay quiet and let her work, show
Speak
up
for
for her?
herself. Yeah.
Of course she could do that. But at the same time, from what I know of like the sports industry, people love a bragger. People love the cocky player. And I
Right?
know they say you're supposed to be cocky only if you can back it up with wins, but like y'all act like she's just this like veteran athlete and it just flopped. She's on her ascent.
But she did back it up with wins. They're called qualifiers for the
Mm-hmm,
Olympics.
mm-hmm.
Remember?
And one race does not take away from all the other
Seriously, they're
she's
just
done
like,
well.
it's one race. And maybe if they had taken a breath and ran it again, she would have smoked them all.
Yeah. So I hope that
Probably not, but maybe.
I know, I don't know,
Them
you know,
Jamaicans were
Jamaicans in
fast.
track,
So
they
proud
are the
of them,
tops.
okay? They
They
were
are the tops.
killing it.
But
Congratulations to all of them.
a person who isn't ready to drag someone down, who likes to look at things outside of their own perspectives, will say, okay, so she had this bad
Mhm.
experience. This gives her a good baseline to be like, okay, this is where I need to step it up. And when I come back next time, I'm going to be better than ever. That's what people should be giving out in regards to her. Not all this like venom and like glad to see her fail.
Mhm.
I'm just like, what is wrong with y'all?
Recognize a teaching moment when you see one. She definitely just got a humbling lesson. Losing that momentum in her
Mm-hmm.
training, it showed up.
Yeah. So now she'll know, I got to
Mhm.
focus back in. I got to take it seriously. I have to account for
Mhm.
who's competing with me and factor that into how I train. And I think she can. I think she has all the skills to be able to do that, as long as she focuses on that and not all this other, celebrity stuff that's been thrust on her.
She's got a great career ahead of her
Yeah.
when she wants it. As soon as she's ready for it, as soon as she gets the opportunity, she's gonna have a great career ahead of her. So
Yes. So sorry for y'all. I'm not ready to throw Sha'Carri away.
no,
I'm
I'm still
still
keeping
rooting
her.
for her.
Yep.
And
Same.
we'll just see. And I hope for the best for her. I hope she grows and doesn't, go into a worse direction, but we'll just see.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Snaps. I'm giving you snaps, Sha'Carri.
Hmm.
Better luck next time, Queen. Better luck next time.
And, moderate your time on social media.
Girl,
But
tone it down. Just dial it down. It's
most
okay to
times it's
say,
just
it's
successful.
okay to just be like, hey, everybody, I'm in my feelings. I'm gonna take a break and work on me. It's okay to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Just do that for your own
Hmm.
energy protection purposes. Just do
Yeah.
that every now and again.
Take a little break.
Mhm.